want to welcome y'all to Tonedeftestimonies. Yeah, let's get it. Straight out the gate, it's time to separate. When the work is this hot, you can't wait till it bakes. When you don't call shots, it's red dots to the face. A marathon, not a race. When you hear the trail blaze, unfazed, I'm attacking airwaves. I ignite the nights, making waves in the bay. I'm the mouth of the South, what more can I say? I don't hesitate, cause I just elevate. This is my moment to shine, I'm a component of life. And if you're not about that grind, you're an opponent of mine. I put it all on the line, in pursuit of my prime. I stand tall on my stance, there ain't no stopping my stride. Ain't nothing phony or fake, ain't in this game for the fame. I'm in this thing for the change, impacting lives on the way. Bringing life to the stories, giving God all the glory. Through the shine and the gory, tone deaf testimonies. Yeah, this is when we get real. This is when we get to learn more. This is when we get to dive deeper. This is that real. This is that authentic. This is that genuine. This is tone deaf testimonies. Welcome to the Tone Deaf Testimonies. I'm Tone Capone. I'm the host of Ignite the Night out here in Tampa, Florida, performance-based series that's been going over for 6 years, man. It's 6+ years right now. Also the host of Waves of the Bay, which goes live Saturday nights from 10 until midnight on FM 88.5. What I like to do in my spare time is chop it up with some talented individuals, get to know more about them, and just get to dive a little bit more in detail than what I can do on the radio. Without the constraints of language and time and things like that. So with that being said, I have somebody I've known for a long time on the other end over here, but we're talking about some new stuff and I'm excited about it because she's entering a whole nother realm of just like greatness right now. So I'm excited for you. And you have so many titles, I just don't know how to introduce you. So I'm going to introduce you as my friend, Samantha Leavell. So welcome to the Tone Deaf Testimonies. How you doing, Sam?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, man. Life is
No
good.
doubt. Thank you for taking time out. You know, we have a time zone difference. So thanks for taking time out to talk with me tonight and for being the guest on the Tone Deaf Testimonies. And, you know, like I said, you got a lot of stuff going on like right now. So I guess let's just start with that. Like you have the title of writer, publicist. You are a, what do you do? You do reviews. I'm forgetting a lot of stuff here. Let me see here. We got chief editor, VP of public relations. How you have all these titles? What exactly do you do?
Oh, I know, man. Should I break down how it started to how I
Look,
got to it?
come on. Tell me what you do. How do you even get to this point?
How do I even get to this point? Well, back in October of 2020, you know, I just kind of had an epiphany. I said, I'm about to be turning 39 in November. And we had a rough year with like the COVID and things like that. I was stressed out. And I happen to know like a lot of artists, they were stressed out because, you know, they couldn't do any shows or anything
Right.
like that. Money was really, you know, bad. They were just going through it. So I was thinking like, we got to make some kind of change, maybe some more support, you know, have us all kind of feeling better. So I just had a thought in my head. I said, you know, maybe I need to get back in writing like reviews like I did all the way back in high school, Junktown stand up.
Right.
But I was thinking I'm going to do that. And then I don't know what the universe had in store, but like Pen Game Classic reached out to me. His album was about to drop on November 13th. And he just asked me out the blue, can you write a review? I was like, for real?
Just out the blue.
Out the blue. And at first it was kind of like one of those things like, can you do like one of those iTunes reviews? I was like, okay. So I wrote a little review and I guess the way I worded it, he said, can you do like a full review for me? I was like, cool, I got you. So I just tapped into graffiti rap, wrote that review, and he said, oh my God, Sam, this is so dope. Like you about to be on my team. We need you to promote.
Just like that. I ain't mad at him, man. You real recognize real.
Yeah, so I posted that review and then all of a sudden people started reaching out like, yo, can you write my review? Can you write my review? Can you do that? Can you do this? And so I was like, wow, this is dope. I said, okay. And I said, well, let me start sharing music. So I got into, let me start sharing these stories. And I kind of figured out the little algorithms. I said, you know, you get more views on like the music when you post it in your stories. So I started doing that. people were like, well, damn, can I get my song posted up? So I was doing that. And then not November, but I want to say beginning of December, I get this Twitter message from City to Great from Certified Nation Entertainment. And I'm thinking, who's this person, messaging me? I didn't really know who he was at the time. And then I really hadn't used my Twitter. I had just started reusing it because things were starting to kind of jump off. And he's like, yo, we're seeing what you're doing. We would love for you to be on our team. I was like, all right. So we had like a conference call, me, him, and It's Only Right. We vibed out for a good hour. And then they were like, hey, if you want to be in, you're in. So then they sent me this thing, we'd like you to be our publicist and chief, editor and VP of public relations. And it's just been taken off. I mean, we got the live videos. People started asking me to co-host on like their shows and their podcasts. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm gonna bring independent artists on. Let's just keep doing this movement. I hardly get any sleep anymore, but
I was gonna ask you about that because you are always up, man. Like there's times I go to sleep, wake up. I know we on a time zone change and everything, but you always up.
Yeah, I'll be up. I mean, I get my little, couple hours of sleep here and there, obviously, in the middle of the night, but it's just either a message like, oh, Samantha, can you do this? Or, a message from someone saying, wow, you really just made us feel good. You're posting our music on the story. Because what I like to do the element of the surprise. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to post your stuff.
I like that. You need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Because you never know when the support's going to come through. I might be supporting you, but if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss that blessing.
Well, I do that shout out thing. And then, I'll post or whatever the music. And then one artist told me the other day, he said, man, you had me crying this morning. I woke up to see that. It's like, wow, that's deep. I think like we're missing that. Like there was support. Obviously, y'all been doing the independent artist support for a while now, Waves of the Bay and things like that. But it still just wasn't, I just didn't see it being like universal, like everyone just kind of, doing it. So now I'm noticing because of the stories, you got the artists like kind of listening to each other's music, like, damn, we need to collab. Like
you're connecting a lot of dots for real. Like, honestly, like I'm just sitting back watching it. Like, for one, I'm like, damn, I should have been thought of this. Like, that's like, I should have been doing reviews because that thing is just like, that clicked like that. But then it's just like, you see the joy that you take and the passion that you take in what you do, you know what I'm saying? So like it's rewarding to see you doing good and being happy with it. Like you stay busy, and it's only been 3 months. Damn.
Yeah, that's what what really shocked me, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna write the reviews and things like that. But people have just been gravitating to it. I do like inspirational videos just to try to uplift people, because I think we need to try to keep more of a positive attitude. And I think if we all just support each other more and stick together, man, we could really be changing the game. Like seriously, like even y'all stuff, you know me, every Saturday, I'm even getting y'all tagged in the stories too.
And we appreciate it too. We definitely appreciate it.
Well, because y'all, I've linked up with a lot of artists through you guys too. I mean, and
it kind of helps me drive home a point, like honestly, because I tell artists this all the time, especially like at Ignite the Night when we're performing live. Like you need to drop your social media information, that way people can follow you, because even though we're right here in Tampa Bay, the music is universal. Like we have people tuned in Saturday nights overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like. And your music can go up wherever it wants to go if you allow it to. So if you act like if you treat music like it's a career, then it ends up being a career instead of a hobby. And yeah, I tell people all the time, like eyes are on us. You're over there in Washington, paying attention to what we doing, listening to artists that we go for. Artists that we rock with.
Yeah, and they've been, because you'll either, post something or, spaceship. Greg been on it, he'll send me some stuff too. I'll be like, what?
Shouts to my DJ Spaceship.
Yeah, DJ Spaceship, man. Shout out to him. Shoot, because of him, I linked up with Joshua Cruz. I was listening to the interview and I was thinking, damn, that song is dope. So then
I do love that damn song, man.
Yeah. So then the next day, you know, Greg sends me the song. I was like, oh, what? You know, so I said, I'm gonna message Joshua Cruz just to give him props. Like, you know, hey, dope song. He messaged me back, and now we're cool, you know, as heck, you know. So I've been sharing his music. I wrote his, you know, review on that new EP, and man, you got Blue JD, you got DeBron Kane, man, you got
You're
Hype.
literally just naming people from my clique, man. Like
Yes,
besides Josh Cruz, who's like extended family,
got all
like
the, yeah,
it's a
they are
power line right there.
dope. Like, you know, you got Willie Flea, like they have all been amazingly candid with me and dope. They let me share their music. And I mean, I'll tap in and I'll share some old stuff. They're like, yo, like I haven't even like listened to that in a long time, because I think you should also share the old and the new so they can really get to know, you know, the artist as a whole.
So let me ask you this: looking from the outside into Tampa Bay music, like what is your perception of what you're seeing right now? Because I know you're seeing a lot of dopeness, but you haven't seen a lot of the whack motherfuckers too, man. Like there is a lot of whack ass motherfuckers out here. But what is your view of this shit?
I mean, I want to travel down there. You know, I mean, it's an amazing music scene that I think some people don't know really about. You know what I mean? They're kind of like, they'll brush past it, but man, I mean, there's just amazing talents. Like a lot of them should be on the radio compared to what's on the radio now.
That's
It's
how I feel about it. Like if you came to one of our shows, you like ask David, man. David's been down to a few shows. We did a producer beat battle when he came down one time, which was off the. That's one of our. Those things are off the chains, man. Like for real, it gets intense real quick, like real quick. And then just a regular show. But if you came down to our show, you see the talent that we try to put on the stage, and you listen to the music that they're pouring their hearts into. It's something else, man. Like yeah, the talent out here, man. The top notch talent, man. We can name. I can go at least 30 names with that
yeah,
easily,
and it's
easily.
raw talent too. Like they
Hmm.
are like really like talented, like naturally talented. Like there's no gimmick or
Right.
anything to it, what I noticed. So that's why I like it's just a real organic talent. So I'm like, dang, I need these shows to start so I can get down there, you know, for real. And
That's how I feel
um,
about it, man. Me and Spaceship have lost out on a lot of opportunities, but we've also, been able to separate at the same time during coronavirus. So I know like in October, that's when you started doing everything else. But like when Corona kicked off, like how that changed, what you were doing.
oh, well, with Corona, you know, I was out of work for 2 months. You know, my
Mm,
job had to just straight up shut down and just kind of get their, I guess, whole setup back together. And it was a very stressful time. And aside from that, you know, we had the things going on with all the police brutality and things like that too. So that was hard. Like I remember I did a live video about that. It was just hard. You know, we really had a rough year. You know, we really did. And I just got to the point, I said, no, I'm tired of being sad and depressed. I said, let me tap into my two loves, the writing and the music, and see how it goes. And it has taken off to levels
skyrocketed.
I would never have imagined. I really wouldn't have. Like I still sit back in awe, and I know I can write well, but I still get butterflies whenever I send my review to the artist, and just to be like, okay, I hope they like it. I hope they like it. And
How
so
precious.
I know, like I get these little butterflies, like, oh guys, I hope they like what I wrote it. And so far, they've loved it. Shadcore, you know, that's a man I know. I'm naming all your people, man, because
But
they
it
were.
makes me so happy because that's the reason why we do this right here. And the thing that me and Spaceship especially have noticed is just like the lack of exposure, the lack of like media coverage when it comes to the music scene down here is like that's a lot of the problem with like why people don't understand like how talented we are. So, me seeing you link up with these artists and review the artists and actually like their music, because I know you got an ear for music. Like it makes me happy, man. Like, that's the
Yeah.
reason why we do it. We're connecting dots over here too.
Yeah, we're doing it. You know, we and I tapped in. My reviews are also different from what you're gonna see in like a magazine. It's not just
Hmm.
bland. I actually like to tap into the artist vibe and what they really are talking about in the music. So my whole review is all about, you know, feeling and stuff. You know, some of them are like, wow, you really went deep into this review, didn't you? I was like, yeah, the music, it'll take you into some levels if you're paying attention.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. And it works perfect for me because like you do something that I don't know too many other people that do. So that's the easy alley oop for me because I know a lot like we get music sent to us all the time, you know.
Mhm.
So I'll send that to you and let you do what you need to do with it. Like that's it works great. And that's what I'm saying. Like I would never have expected you to be doing that, but now that you're doing it, it makes perfect sense. Because I remember watching you and in Hollywood going on Facebook having video battles late night and you know, me and you have kicked it plenty of times just vibing to music way back when. So
Yeah.
you've always been a music connoisseur. So just to see what you're doing now, man, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I wanted to make a change. I wanted to help people. I wanted to change the music industry for, what it was. I wanted to get people out of, these shady deals and things like that. And so that's
Hmm.
where the publicist work is going to take in because it's all genuine love and care. Even when I'm doing the podcast, I want to make sure like, okay, everything's set up. Do you want to talk about this? I really want it to be like a full artist support. I don't want the artist to look shamed or embarrassed. And that's why if I don't like the music, I'm not going to waste my time writing a review. I said, that's not going
How
to,
many reviews have you come across that you haven't really filled?
so far, every review I've written is I've liked, that's the artist that I've liked.
I'm
And
waiting for the one that you don't like, yo.
well, I get, sometimes I get submissions. People will send
Hmm.
me, some music, and I'm like, I'm just really not feeling that. I'm honest. The problem is some of these people have too many yes men, where I feel like if these people would be like a little more honest with them, and maybe, they can work on their craft a little bit, or they can do
Go
something,
harder. Yeah.
like I'm not an artist by any means, even though people think I am. I guess because of my following, I get that every day. Oh, send
Hmm.
us your music. I'm like, I'm not an artist.
Well, they don't look. They don't even pay attention to that. They just see that you have a following, and they're like, "Oh, oh, you must do this."
yeah, they just assume, and because of the look or whatever, like, oh,
Hmm.
you do this and do that. I'm like, I mean, no, I mean, I support artists. I'm a publicist. I'll be like the big sis, the mama bear. Anything they need in that regard. But there's no artistry coming from me except my ear, or I'll give suggestions. I've been honored when people will send me their music early before they even release it. I mean,
Hmm.
it's gotten to the point some of these people are sending me their photos before they post it on social media.
That's what's
And
up.
I'm like, wow, like
You
it's
got the
beyond
inside scoop.
comfortable. Yeah, it's like, wow, like y'all really care about what I'm thinking about your photo too. Like, okay, wow, all right, I'll do that. What else you need? Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. We're talking with Samantha Leavell, publicist, review, uh, VP, all so many labels right now, man. So many labels right now. I want to take you back a moment though. I want to go back to Kansas with this right quick because I actually have the pleasure of knowing her from Kansas. And a lot of people don't think black folks is in Kansas for whatever reason. But 20 years later, I mean, we was up and through there anyways because of Fort Riley, but 20 years later, like we definitely all up and through Kansas right now. So being elsewhere, like leaving Kansas, coming home, like how do you feel when you come home and just see the town?
It's kind of is trying to
Be
think
real
of.
with me. Be real with me.
Oh,
You ain't got to sugarcoat it.
but I haven't been to the town since like 2016, so it has been a while. But the times I've gone back prior to that and visited, because I even had a short stint when I lived back there for a little bit for a few years. It was very nostalgic. I was like, wow, kind of looking at the old streets that we drive through, and then you'd see some of the places that they remodeled because back in the day, Junktown was looking like Junktown. Like seriously, they
I feel
remember
like it looks junkier now.
Junkier now, really?
I do,
Dang.
man. Like I've seen a lot of dilapidated buildings and
Mhm.
huge potholes out there. Like it
Dang.
just like the same buildings that closed when we was in high school are still standing closed with the signs like pop and go. You can still
Dang.
ride and see pop and go sign up there. That thing ain't been open in decades.
Dang. It's still, but see, that's still nostalgia because then it still makes you think back, like, man, I remember
Hmm.
when we that because you remember we made our own fun. Like
Oh yeah.
we go kick it at each other's house, have our music, our movies, or drinks or whatever, or we'd have to drive a little 40 minutes to Salina or wherever. You remember the rumors days,
I
man.
do. I definitely do. I definitely do. I was telling the story how my grandpa caught me and Dewey sneaking back into the house.
Oh Lord.
It was bad. He's the wrong person to try to sneak anywhere with, but yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah,
But
peace, Dewey. Man, that was, we had good times. Remember my apartment there? Everyone used
yeah,
to come kick it, my first apartment. So we had so many good
and,
times.
and the thing that connects us all back to then was music. Like we used to be back there vibing on music. I was looking at pictures of me, Kiki, and Dewey chilling in your apartment. And I know Asia was over there, and I remember you was over there, whatever. But I got like a whole CD book in my hand. I'm picking CDs out, and that's like the one thing that always like united us is just music, man. We always rock with some good music. Back then, who was you really checking for?
Oh, as far as like music and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Well, back then we had, Nas, Nas was out, we had Jay-Z's and things like that. We had our Biggie albums, so but Total, all of them, that was around kind of our kind of time frame, the albums that we were really bumping. We were bumping, I think, a lot of East Coast, and we were bumping a lot of down south too,
Mm-hmm.
Outkast. That's
UGK.
Yes, we were,
Mm-hmm.
man, we were on it. We were even on our little Master P and stuff for a while too. Let's admit
Yeah.
it. Let's admit it.
Oh, P did his thing though. P held
Yeah,
it down.
we were doing that. We had Juvenile, which that's a funny story behind
That's
that,
still gonna
man.
get you going. That'll still get you going right now.
Somebody in damn rumors dedicated that song, Back That Ass Up to Me. Because I don't know if you remember. You remember that one part, that drop it like it's hot part. And
Oh man.
I dropped it like it was hot back then. Now I can drop it like it's lukewarm. I still got it in me, but
Whatever, Sam. Sam, you look exactly the same from high school, yo.
I'm
Like
trying.
exactly the same. Y'all don't understand, man. I'm talking to y'all. We're talking about a time where we had to drive 40 minutes to go to the club, but it was like a teenage club. So we're in high school. We're like juniors and seniors going to a club, acting older, still drinking because we've been buying drinks since whenever
Yeah,
and just kicking it, man. Like
like we thought we were
those are
real.
some good times, though. Those are some great times, yo. And we're
Yeah,
talking like the whole city would mob out there. They would be in that place deep.
yeah. Like everybody, would just kind of meet up there. You go there, be like, okay, I see you there. I mean, man, so many times, or just kicking it at somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
We
might
used to
have
kick
got.
it at Kalia house all the time.
Yeah, yeah. We stayed doing it, and we were just, I think, really connected. We had the army base right by us, because like you said, people didn't think there were Black people,
Mm-hmm.
there. We had plenty of us there. It was like a
We
multi.
had a complete mixture because of that military base, which
Mhm.
that's huge. Even when I moved to Kansas City, my high school in KC was like all whited out, like straight up. Like this is the reason I moved back. You probably don't even know this. I don't know if I ever told you this, but shoot, I was in a high school class meeting, and I'm on stage looking out at the rest of the class or whatever. We have 330 people in my class in KC, and
Mm,
I started counting. I'm like, I wonder how many minorities we got up in here.
mm.
16.
No.
16 out of 330 coming from Junction City. That just ain't gonna work. And I remember I went back home, and I think I told my mom like that very day, like I want to move back home. Like I want to go graduate back home in Kansas,
Mhm.
and I'm done with this right here. Like, that's the reason I left, man.
I'm glad you came, because we clicked, I think, instantly. It was like an instant like click.
It's one of them things. Like I wish I'd have went earlier, or else I wouldn't have went at all. Like it's one of them things. Like because if I would have known I wasn't gonna be hooping, I don't know
Mhm.
if that would have kept me in Kansas City, honestly, because
Yeah.
I never knew that was gonna be my last time, really, really hooping was, junior year. But
Yeah.
when I moved back home, man, we kicked it so hard. And it's like I wish I'd have moved back earlier just to kick it with y'all more. Because yeah, we did click. We
We
definitely clicked.
it
And
was
we
in.
just got it, like we had fun.
Yeah, that's and we made our own fun. That was the great organic thing about it. You know, we didn't have the social media and
We
all
would have
that.
been
We would,
social media would have been the gift and the curse back then.
yeah, I'm kind of glad because I know there's some instances where
My mama would have got me caught up. I already know. She
yeah,
would
we
have had
could
some type of tracker on me or some shit, and I
right.
was everywhere I wasn't supposed to be at once I started driving.
Oh, we all were. I remember one time
Hmm.
we all been kicking it, and I think you brought me home, and it was late. My mom was like, "Where you been?" I said, "Oh, we all just was kicking it, Mama. You know, I'm sorry." What's happening? Like, Mama, I'm sorry. Like, it got to a point, didn't care. We just once we had the whip to go into, we just didn't care. We didn't worry
Yeah,
about it. But it was so much fun, man. You know,
it
I
feels like
remember.
yesterday. It's been so long. I won't even say how long it's been. That way they don't know, but it's been a minute though. But it don't
It's
feel like it's that long.
it don't like look at us talking. It feels like yesterday. Like we're right just
Right.
back in it, you know. And then remember we had our two movies. We had what was it? The Wood. Remember we
We was talking about that on Facebook today, man.
we had The Wood. We had what the Best Man, and
Hmm.
Love and Basketball. So it was three that we had that all of us was always watching too. Yes.
Crazy times, man. Crazy times. I was telling people the wood just connects with me differently. Like it's a classic for sure. And like yeah, I'll ask you this right now because I don't even think you commented on this, man. I had four movies and I had to drop one of them. So I had Friday, I
Mm-hmm.
had House Party, I had The Last Dragon, and I had The Wood. So of those four movies, which one would you drop? Right. Right. It took me
Oh.
like 4 hours to answer this question.
If I have to choose though, I'm gonna drop The Last Dragon.
Ooh.
I know, isn't it terrible? And I don't want to, but if I had to choose, you know, because I think Friday was just one of those nostalgic movies. We can watch that over and over and
Hmm.
over again. House Party, of course, you know, you had the early stages of hip hop, you know, and just kind
Hmm.
of that fun, you know, going to the house party and things like that. And you can't drop the wood. Uh-uh. Can't drop that. So which one did you pick?
How you gonna disrespect Bruce Leroy like that
I'm
though?
sorry, Bruce Leroy. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I got Timac. That was one of my friends on Facebook, so I'll send him a personal apology.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at you stunting now. Oh, you name dropping now. Look at you. He's one of my personal friends. I'll send him a message. I'll let him know.
I'll let him know. No, it's just been great connecting with people. I get maybe it's my personality. I don't know, but so connecting with people, but especially like my old peeps. And have you kind of noticed like all of us from Junktown, we all ended up getting into something that was music related?
It's really crazy. It's really crazy, and especially like with what you do, you're really bringing it all together. I know last shit. I guess what year is this? I guess last year. I don't even know when we went back home no more. But we did a show back home for Sundown Salute, and I
Mhm.
had Hash come through. You know, Marky was part of the show. Weezy was part of the show. Destrick was part of the show. You know, Reg. You know, cats like them. So we're over here doing, we got a show and we sold VFW out, sold them out a drink, everything, man. Like one of the most packed shows I've ever been a part of. And they just did their thing. So to see all these cats like music wise just rock an entire city, and now you're coming in behind it and just putting some shine on their name and letting people know, what they do and what they're capable of. Like it's crazy, man. It's like full circle type moments, really.
For real, it really is. And Hash said something funny the other day. He said, Samantha, you the one that brought niggas together.
That fool, man.
I can't take him sometime. You know, that slick mouth of his, and OG Tech. Um, a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of people I felt had kind of were sleeping on him. So I started sharing his stuff, and he's like, Sam, did you take a look at my streams? They done gone up. I'm like, I know, that's the point, That's the point. I want everybody to get that much deserved shine. A lot of them deserve it. They really do.
Definitely. So, would you give them that shine if they wasn't as talented, or is it mostly because they're from the hometown, or do you really like support what they're doing?
But number one, I support, but of course it's the talent. Like they actually are talented. Like now there's, like I said, I'm an honest one. I'm not a yes man or a yes woman in this case. If your stuff isn't rocking, I'm probably not gonna share it. And it's just because I with my ear, I know if I don't like it, and it's not even gonna be an ego, that a lot of other people are not gonna like it. So I don't want somebody to get, clowned on social media and things like that.
Right.
But I did want to also have people, know that just because, I moved away and things like that, I never forgot where I came from. This is still Junktown, born and raised. And so I said, let me bring on, everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody from the
I
junk.
do. 'Cause I'm down here in Tampa and people don't understand like why I'm so enthused and always hyped to represent that I'm from Kansas. Like it's different, man. And they're always like, Kansas City? No, I'm from a small town in Kansas. I lived in Kansas City, but I'm from Junction City, Kansas. Like, and I say it with pride because
Yeah.
you know how it is, man. We get up and migrate. If you meet somebody from Junction City outside of Kansas, man, show them some love because they on the grind. Like, trust.
Exactly. They're on the
We out
grind.
here doing something.
Yeah, definitely. Like most people, like they think I'm from New York because I lived on the East Coast for a long time, and I am trying to move back there, and that's my vibes. They'd be like, "What? You weren't born in New York?" Nah, I was born in Junction City, Kansas, next to the Fort Riley Army Base, smack in the middle of the map. And I've just been lucky to meet a lot of great people. In a way, I'm kind of glad we grew up where we grew up. I think so, just because
How so?
it was just more organic. We made our own fun. And I think where we were living at, we were exposed to all like different coasts of music. We weren't just stuck on one thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like we actually got to have a childhood. Like
Yeah.
'cause if I imagine like you lived on the East, like imagine like growing up in New York City. My wife is from New York. Like I love New York to visit, but I couldn't imagine living there, especially growing up there. I'd have been all over the place.
Yeah.
And good or bad, like I'd have been all over the place. But we actually got to have a childhood in Kansas.
Yeah, we really did, and we got the little trouble we got into. I mean, it was a childhood or, young people trouble. It wasn't nothing bad. And I think we all looked out for each other. Someone had a little bit too much to drink. I think we all just, took care of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I miss the junk. I miss those times at least, man. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this reunion we got coming up. I'm sure we're gonna go next level with that for sure, man. That's one thing that's gonna be off the chain.
Like, I'm so excited, and I really can't wait till this whole pandemic is completely over so we can all get together more, because part of my epiphany too was life is too short. I want to travel more, see all of our people more. Shoot, get all these artists together, shoot on one damn stage, make a weekend show. I mean, I've got all these ideas in my head. For real.
You can put them together. It's all about execution.
Yeah,
But
like
I'm with you though. As soon as the pandemic ends, man, I'm so ready to get back to regular life.
Yeah, I'm definitely, we really need that. I mean, I think the only blessing about the pandemic that I hope some artists are now taking the time to just tap more into that creativity and make some wonderful works, which I know some are. Some have told me like, Sam, this is the year, just wait, and I got some more reviews that it's like, I'm like waiting to write up and stuff. DeBron Kane was like, my new album come out, you gonna write a review? Writer's like, yeah, I got you.
Little bro right there, man.
That dude is deep. I was watching even some of his stuff, them videos. It's like, it's got like meaning in it, like some hidden meanings and stuff too. I was like, dude, you are deep.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. I
And
actually
then,
put him on the videographer that he worked with for the most part, Roberto, who also works with Josh Cruz. But that's also like family right there. Like I met him. I've been in Tampa for Lord, it's 2021 right now. I've been in Tampa 15 years in October. And I probably known Roberto for about 13 of those years. So I knew him before we even started doing music. He doing all my graphics way back when, and I put him on DeBron. Yeah, man. DeBron is that dude.
Yeah, Roberto's dope. I've kind of talked to him a little bit too on like social media and things like that. I'm like, I think when because he had just did Josh's like photo shoot and stuff, because Josh had sent me like a bunch of the pictures. That's one of those very candid artists. He'll send me some stuff ahead of time. Shout out Josh Cruz, you bomb.
Josh
But
Cruz.
yeah, so I think I commented on it. So yeah, Roberto is dope. I'm like, damn, I need to link up with him and get some graphics done or photo shoot or something.
All that.
Like,
You get a promo video done, all that. Did you see the video of Josh Cruz's where he did the animation
yeah,
on there?
yep.
Roberto killed that, man. Killed that. Oh my goodness.
Like that's multi-talent. That's multi-talent. See, connecting the dots, because now you got me interested. Like, okay, need to.
But it's amazing how you yourself just have so much pull right now though. Like it's only been 3 months, but like it's people are paying attention to what you're doing, which means you're doing it right. Like you're doing it well.
And I'm just winging it. Like I tell people, I'm not an expert in none of this. I'm just really being myself. Certified Nation, I'm the only woman there with the title. And they've all have been very respectful to me. They call me the queen of certified.
Of course.
But they it's like they share the same vision about the support, because once the Publicist stuff starts, they're doing like recordings for artists and want to do marketing and stuff, and they want to base costs on the artist's budget too, which is so, because they don't want anybody to go for broke. Special ed, he's like, City to Great, the CEO is actually special ed's artist. So special ed, he's kind of been in the mix too. Not really saying much, but I see he's watching too.
He's in the background watching.
Yeah, so that's really dope too. So he really sees that we're all just really trying to push this movement. Everybody's trying to link up together, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm loving it. I shed tears like 2 weeks ago because I think I got overwhelmed, just like, damn, like people really are like supporting each other, and then these
You're doing it.
So happy.
You're really doing it.
It's nice to like bring a smile onto somebody's face when they're like, damn, like you really just listened to that and you shared that. I mean, my page be lit. My stories, it's like Club Sam up in there.
It's like what MTV and BET used to be, just videos and showing love. And
that's funny how you said it, because when I was interviewing Tyson Cruz the other day, he made a comment. He said, Sam, to be honest, a lot of us, we look forward to your stories. It's almost like, okay, who made the cut today? Who's in there? Like we try to check and see who made the story.
Jeez.
Wow.
So all this really, in 3 months, yo.
Yeah. This is incredible. This is almost unheard of. Wow.
It's like when the stars align is what that is, yo. Like that's what's up. What's your plan for the next 3 months?
Oh, the next 3 months. Well, I'm learning more on the inside part of the business too. That way I can be the best publicist that I can be. That's a big thing. Certified Nation Entertainment, putting them more out there. They've got some artists too. And just continuing this movement, hopefully in 3 months from now, maybe things will open up, or something with this damn pandemic. So sky's the limit.
It really is.
I'm pushing. My foot is steady on the gas. More interviews. I have like my own kind of podcast show coming up with Certified Nation next month called Let's Get Activated. It's going to be me and It's Only Right as host, but he wants me to kind of take the lead. So I'm trying to bring in more artists, more and more. Going to bring you all on the show, and his energy matches mine. It's going to be dope. Yeah, we even have like a whole plan to like just bust out kind of what I do with the stories and just play like an artist song, just, each week. And it's some exciting stuff. I have Survival TV coming up with Hash. He's going to have me be a host on that. It's going to be Vibes with Samantha Leavell. I know, it's funny, right? It's like, it's so crazy. It's hilarious.
Yo.
My dream, I would love to get on Waves of the Bay because I really just love you guys' show. Like, it's like I look up to you guys because you all been really doing it, putting amazing acts out there. It's wow. Every Saturday I'm faithfully on it.
Don't give me that as your dream. Whatever,
No,
yo.
I
Don't be all modest with that shit. Whatever,
no.
yo.
Yeah, you
You
said
know
I'm
that can happen. That's easy. That's easy stuff right there, man. Like,
but y'all have so many
wow.
dope people on it, because me, I'm not an artist. I do these other things, but I'm not an artist. But y'all been having some dope people on there. So I'm like, wow, that's humbling for sure.
Thank you. It really is. I mean, because we've been doing it for over a year now. So I mean, it's doing it every week consistently with
Mhm.
quality. It'll put you to the test, man. A lot of people ain't built like that. So I definitely got to shout out Spaceship because he keeps us grounded, pun
Yeah.
intended. Like, but he keeps us there. You know what I'm saying? He keeps us rocking. So, but now, like, I
Yeah.
could see a scenario like I won't even say it. I won't even say it on here. We'll talk about that off air. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of them things you say too much type shit. But
Yeah.
let me switch up. I got questions here.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. I got all quite of questions. I'll just be rocking with stuff here, man.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. This is a good question for you, actually. All right, so you've been a hip hop head for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So as hip hop has evolved, how is it like spread from just being music to being like a full out culture?
Oh, wow. Well, because I mean, just in the way we dress and the way we carry ourselves, in the way we're raising our kids. When you think about it, you think about the hip hop we've listened to. I've exposed my kids to that, even though, of course, by generation, they got their little stuff that they rock with too, but I still want to make sure that they have kind of the history, the backstory. I mean, I think hip hop is just the way we live. It's definitely not just about music, not at all.
So if you were going to tell the history of hip hop to somebody who's not familiar with it at all, you can only give me let's say like three artists to base it off of. Like, what three artists would you call like like the elite of hip hop?
Ooh, the elites of hip hop. Okay, so we're going there. So you have you got Eric B. and Rakim, of course.
Okay,
You got LL Cool J, who started off
okay.
as a teenager. You know what I'm
People
saying?
forget about LL, man.
They really sleep on him. This young man was a teenager writing his own rhymes, and you got to give it to, Run DMC, of course.
Mm.
They're everywhere. They really started it off. They were so down to earth. They said, they'd walk around, do their shows in the clothes they had on all day. That was just some real organic, start to hip hop. I give you a fourth one, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Mm.
You know, they had, and it's funny, we kind of clown how some of the art kind of artists are kind of dressing, but if you go back to those old pictures, if you take it back,
Look
Grandmaster
at
Flash,
their album covers. They wearing some crazy shit too.
they had the boots and the tight pants and stuff.
Yep.
So really, really,
Midriff all showing.
right. So really, I think we're coming back full circle with that. For real.
I'll let the
People don't
youth
think,
have that one.
yeah.
I'll
So,
let the youth have that one. I ain't showing no belly over here.
yeah. We're not gonna do it. But at the same time, I said, I guess we can't clown. Like it's like I said, it's all generation. We're not gonna do it, but if they're gonna do it, there's not much I can say because technically, they were doing it back in the day. I'll give you another one, Houdini though. Houdini.
Mm.
Rest in peace, ecstasy. That was a hard one.
My dude, and I know I think you did a review for Raheem Samad, but he's DJ. He DJs right behind us on Waves of the Bay for the Saturday Night Shutdown, and he went into a full out Houdini set. The day after or the day of the passing, and it was just so. You forget how many hits they have, man. Like Houdini is classic for real, but you forget how many hits they have. And he went into that I'm a hoe, man,
Yes,
over. I was
it
like,
was
oh.
fine. Five
I'm
minutes of
driving on the
fun.
highway like,
Oh,
yo.
yeah. 5 minutes of funk, all of them, it's wow, they had a lot of hits. I recently, well, before Ecstasy passed, I had gotten a couple of shirts because Jaleel actually sells like their One Love gear.
Okay.
So I bought some and he got me an extra one. So of course, that's another thing I do with artists. I will buy your merchandise and I will pose with it and stuff and promote it. So I did that. He's very down to earth, but I know that death really, of course, really kind of
Rock you. Yeah.
brought him down. Now I think he's kind of coming back out of it, but it was just kind of like, dang, when you lose somebody that you perform with, for all those
That's your
years.
brother right there.
Oh, yeah, that's like a
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
dang.
people took losses last year, man. Like I think across the board, I feel like almost everybody took at least one loss last year,
Yeah,
which I mean, 2020 was difficult, man. So
it was hard. I didn't have a COVID loss, but my one of my 16-year-old cousins was murdered in Georgia this summer.
mm,
Shot multiple times. So we've all have suffered some type of loss, whether it was COVID or violence. You're right. It was a very hard year. It
it
was tough.
really was. Being a mother, like how difficult was it, like with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, everything going on with the police brutality? Like it seemed like once it heated up, like it just stayed hot the rest of the year, like to the point
Mhm.
where I was almost laughing at it, like, yo, another one? Like
Yeah.
this shit still hasn't, like, come on, man. Like, how was that for you out there though?
Yeah, I had to have a whole lot of talks with them because the protests were heavy here in Seattle too, like
Hmm.
crazy heavy. My oldest was like, "Well, are we gonna go?" I was like, "No, I'm not gonna take you to that just because I don't want something bad to happen to you because it's not the
Yeah.
people I'm worried about. I'm worried about the law enforcement." So I really had to talk to them, still stand your ground, but be proud of yourself. It's like, 'cause I'm a proud Black woman. I want them to, be proud of who they are as well. Just stay strong. We did I actually did a photo shoot. You might have seen it. Like a Black Lives Matter photo shoot of me and the girls. Did
You
you see
might
it?
have seen it.
You might have seen it. You might have seen it. It's like
Yeah.
um yeah, I just had a whole vision. I said, let me find a way to make these young ladies feel empowered. So I said, well, I wanted to be black and white. I wanted to be in the garage of my workplace, fists up, just strong Black women. And we did that. My friend just had a camera. She took the pictures. We posted that, and it was just a beautiful thing. It really, resonated a strong message that we're going through it, but we're still going to stand strong. And my thing is, we just all need to band together, our people. We really do, because it's getting worse. It's getting worse. I think because it's more publicized now too.
That's exactly what I was gonna say right there. I don't think it's really getting worse. I think it's always been like this. It's just out there right now. Because like you
Hmm.
said, like social media, if we would have had social media back in the day, let's think about how big Rodney King shit was. He had video of it, but there wasn't social media at that time. Like that would have been
Yeah,
crazy. OJ, that shit would have been bananas. You know what I'm saying?
definitely. It would have.
But
And
yeah, just
yeah.
having it in your face. Everybody has a camera now. Everybody can upload it to wherever it needs to go in a matter of seconds. Like people need to be on their game, man. That's the problem with these cops. They still doing this shit as if
Hmm.
they invincible. Like ain't nobody gonna catch their ass.
Yeah.
Even if they get caught, ain't nothing happening to their ass. So that's what it is.
Yeah, it's like they're just getting away. Like the whole George Floyd, that really disgusted me. Two reasons, of course. Well, because of the cop, 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Did you actually watch the video?
I couldn't sit and watch the whole thing.
I couldn't watch it.
I've watched it in clips, but I said I couldn't sit there because my thing was I'm thinking of the people filming this. I'm like,
Hmm.
in my heart, I don't think I could have just stood there filming that. Like we literally watched a man die slowly and no one did anything about it. It's that was just very heartbreaking. That
Hmm.
was a hard one. 8 minutes and 46 seconds and nobody did anything. That's a long time.
I know. From what I heard, like people were trying to help or whatever, but they're being held back or something. Which I mean, you could take
Mhm.
that for whatever it's worth. I often think about like if I was like you said, like if I was out there, like could I have bum rushed the cop or something? Like would I have made it there? Like
Mhm.
it's
Wow.
difficult, man.
It's all these worries because it's almost like we have to have a whole plan set up of, when we get stopped, like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to sit this way. I can't move my hands a certain way. Don't have my hands in my pocket. Don't reach for the glove compartment. It's so sad that we have to have a protocol in hopes to make it home.
But that protocol has been in place for a minute too. Like that's been taught to me before I could even drive. You know, I was taught like never run from cops. You know, when I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, man. Like, because and that's the problem with the whole, you know, systemic racism. Like people don't understand unless you're actually in this shit. And man, you light skinned. I mean, I know you felt it a couple different ways, you know.
Yeah, I get it too. Just because I'm,
Mm-hmm.
half German, I'm still a proud
Mm-hmm.
Black woman. I've been harassed by police before, yelling at me as well. So it's not just your dark skin, they see you if you're not a certain color, they're going to, treat you the way they, want to treat you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Look at Breonna Taylor. Look at Sandra Bland. I look at my two daughters. I said, that's Brianna and Sandra right there. So I got to be just as protective of them as we are of our men too.
That Breonna Taylor one is the one, man. Like George Floyd's the one for you. Breonna Taylor's the one for me. That's just ridiculous to me. Like that's just one. Like I've said it plenty of times. Like you don't even feel safe in your own house now. Like you
Yeah.
ain't even doing. You sleep. You ain't even doing shit at home where you're
Yeah.
supposed to be safe, and you can get cops barging in doing all this and get off on the shit.
Yeah.
Like nah, man.
Like that, it's just sick, that's and that's why they keep on doing what they're doing, because they just get their little slap on the wrist
Mm-hmm.
and just keep doing it. It's like, when are we going to get to the point of when is it going to stop? Now we're in 2021, still having to have this conversation
Still
where
having this conversation.
I think we all thought as kids, we were raised on, Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream and things like that. I'm sure a lot of us thought, oh, it'll be good to go, but nope. No, not. It's sad. It's really heartbreaking, but I really think we all just got to stick together more, less competition. And I think the more we're just sticking together, maybe we can put an end. I don't think we can ever stop racism though. You can't stop a racist from being a racist, but maybe we can at least stop the acts. You can talk all you want about us behind closed doors, but the acts have got to stop. Like this enough has been enough. It's like, I'm so tired.
I feel you 1,000% right there. 1,000%. That's why I'm waiting for change. And actually change just came a couple weeks ago. So, as a Black woman seeing Kamala, in office, like how does that affect how you operate? And I know that has to be empowering for you. I seen baby girl over here watching the news or watching the actual inauguration when it happened.
It's very empowering to see that. We went from America letting somebody say, oh, you can grab them by the what, and still be a president, to now us seeing, a strong Black woman, taking up office as a vice president, something that we never thought we were going to see in our lifetime. We had Obama, which is great, Black man in office, but now this is a woman, which we never thought that was going to happen. So
Ever.
that's a beautiful thing. I hold my head up a little higher. My daughters hold their head up a little higher. I know your little girl too, she watches that. So that's, really kind of making them think like, wow, I can really be anything I want to be. And with
Straight
class.
up.
And with
Straight
class.
up.
That's another thing, I know me, I'm trying to promote ladies. You can keep your clothes on. You don't have to twerk. You don't have to do all this disrespectful stuff to yourself, and you can still be very successful. So my hat's off to Kamala, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too. I'm just trying to, keep it classy and respectful. You might see my little photos there, but you're never going to see me unclothed. You know what I'm saying?
Like Michelle, man. Michelle was killing it, fully dressed.
Oh yeah, Michelle. Oh my God, Michelle Obama. I love her. Man, I love her, and she's still doing her thing. We remember, I think some people were saying that she could have been a vice president as well.
Let's find out. I mean, 4 more years, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. Might be an all-lady ballot.
Hey, come on, ladies.
That'd be some shit. You gonna have some dudes mad though. There's gonna be some dudes out there mad at them. I ain't voting for them ladies.
Gotta listen, you gonna vote for them? Like, I gotta listen to some women. Yeah,
right.
You're changing the game. You know, remember
Like
women.
we don't do that at home anyways, though, man.
Right. Right.
My wife been the president for 9 years now, man.
She's been on it. Oh, I love her. I love your wife. I can't wait to kick it with her in person. She's
She
so dope.
ridiculous too. Yeah, y'all have a great time.
Yeah, she is
Yeah,
so dope.
y'all get together just fine. Y'all be talking mad shit. Y'all be
Yeah.
talking mad shit is what y'all be doing.
I can I can see I'm trying to bring my girls to Florida too. They never been there. So I'm like, you know, our little ones can kick it, just have a good time.
Florida's the place to be. I love it down here. I wish that it wasn't the corona happening for the Super Bowl, because it would have been like super live. Like me and Spaceship were like, our main goal was to have a party for Super Bowl weekend, but
Right.
we could have had one. We just don't feel safe doing it now. And we're not going to be part of, we can get money easily off this shit, but I ain't really trying to do all that, honestly. I want to be at the crib or somewhere cribby like, with my
Yeah.
daughter. That way, after
Right.
we run it back, I can hold her up for the pose again. And, we're repeating. But yeah, it's crazy down here because everybody's just after money right now for Super Bowl weekend. Like people setting up shop and they getting it
Wow.
right now. They
That's what,
taxing.
geez. It just kind of makes you nervous though, because is it more cases gonna go up after
We're
that? Or
already getting mad, like 10,000 cases a day down here in Florida, regardless. So
oh
once
my
people
God.
start coming here and then taking it back wherever they go, ain't no telling.
Just dang. I think we might be in this for a while then. Like seriously.
Yeah. I
Like
don't know
I
how bad it is up there in Washington, but down here in Florida, like we're one of probably like the top 3 states, like us, Cali, and I think Texas are probably like, or maybe New York, one of them, those like the states with the most cases.
well, no, we're up there too. Matter of fact, we had the first case actually. The
Did
first
you?
reported US came from here, from Washington. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So
Ain't
we had the
that?
first case and the numbers, especially Snohomish County, that's one of the big counties, King County, just high numbers. The numbers are still high. So we're still at we're at phase 2 now. So I mean, we've been on that for a while. I don't know when we're going to move up to phase 3. I say we're going to move up.
At least y'all are on that. Y'all been on it the whole time, then?
But oh no, we were on phase 1 for a while. Then we got
We've
up.
been off the phases for months now,
Dang.
and we still have all these numbers going up. Our governor ain't did a damn thing with this one. Like that's the reason why he gets so much criticism because, like I said, Florida's been open for months now.
Yeah, I
And
noticed.
you look at the pictures of clubs, packed, no mask in sight, none of this stuff. Like I went to a club to go meet up with wifey the other day because she has some friends in town. I'm walking in, they're looking at me crazy because I have a mask on because nobody else has a mask on. I'm over here looking like, am I in the right place? Like, y'all know what the hell?
What's going on? Yeah, I heard that they're just not really pushing, any of the mask wearing down there. So that's kind of a scary thing, dang. Like you just think people would be like a little bit more responsible, but I guess not,
People want to do what they want to do.
Are the businesses open there? Like everything?
For the
Like,
most part, the clubs and bars were shut down first, and they were like the last to open up. But now they can't open, or they're functioning at like 50%, I think. And you can't have anybody on a dance floor. Like if you're in there, you have to be seated in order to be at a bar now.
wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Dang.
Yeah.
So
So that's why it's like we're looking at doing shows, and it's like, well, if we're gonna do a show, we have to know how many people we can have, because that's gonna be limited. So we're gonna base everything off that off top. And we have to have some seats in the table because y'all are gonna be seated for the whole show now, just so y'all can come out.
which is kind of sad because I know the energy of a live show, you want to get up and be hype and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's going to be hard to be like, okay, I got to make sure that I'm staying seated the whole time. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but I just miss it, man. I just miss how things were, and I'm more excited to get back to how things were so I can start traveling more. And I think with what
That's
I'm
gonna be
doing now,
over.
I'm going to
Yeah.
be
Once you
traveling a
start
lot
traveling with
more.
what you're doing, it's gonna be over.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make it international. Like I've already got Lady Polizzi, she's in the UK. I support her work too. So it's not just the US, it's people outside of the country too that's getting that support.
So if somebody's trying to get your support, how do they reach out to you?
Oh, so my social media, my Facebook, my IG, that's how my Twitter, that's kind of the three levels on how they reach me. If they want something more of on the publicist end of things, then they would just email me at CNE services at certifiednationentertainment.com. And they can go on the website too, certifiednationentertainment.com, so where they can kind of see what kind of services that are offered, and then they can email as well. I even got the reviews on that website too.
How many reviews have you done so far?
Dang, so far I think I've written about a good 15 of them, and I still got more on the schedule to write. Like I'm still not even like done yet. Like I still, because people just keep reaching out. I'm gonna be writing for a while. I'll put
That's
it
what's
that
up.
way.
That's what's up.
For
Let
a
me ask you
while.
this.
Mhm.
Let me see here. I want to ask you just throw off type question here. Let me say
Mhm.
you can okay, let's do it like this. You're in a car ride. You're on, let's say, a 5-hour car ride, and you can listen to one of these artists.
Mhm.
We got Michael Jackson. We
Mhm.
got Prince. We got Stevie Wonder, or we got Jay-Z.
Mm.
Which one of them would you go with?
Prince.
Why?
Prince, that man
Over
was,
Mike?
yeah, I know everybody gets me on this. And believe me, I love Mike too. Believe me, rest in peace, Michael Jackson too. Something about Prince though, because he was just a genius. Not taking anything away from Mike, but Prince, he played all these instruments, the songwriting and stuff, and just how his mind worked was so dope. So that would be my number one, definitely Prince. That was an easy one. That wasn't a throw off. Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised right there. Okay.
You weren't
I got one
expecting
for you. I got describe your life to me as a movie title.
Oh, like, Her Story Told. Her
Mm.
story, because I have a story to
I
tell,
seen you doing the hashtag with that moniker. What's that mean to you? Is that
So
something next?
yeah, that's something that's coming next. The reason why we came up with that, because Certified Nation had to write your own history. And that was about,
Hmm.
kind of making your own history, leaving behind a legacy for your children and things like that. So they even had a clothing line, write your own history, but it was a men's clothing line. And I'm looking at it, I'm said, I can't fit into a 2X. I'm small. I'm going to look crazy wearing, a 2X. I'm like, why don't we get a women's line in there now that it's a female in here? And they said, we've been talking about that, but we just couldn't figure out the name. We wanted something like to kind of be similar to Write Your Own History. So we were at a Zoom meeting. I said, I got it for you. Her Story Told. And they were like, pause. And they were like,
Done.
Sam, like, I was like, yeah, I said, I have a story to tell. My life hasn't always been easy at all. And so everything that's happening now, it's like, I really feel like I've found my purpose. So yeah, Her Story Told, that's going to be a women's empowering clothing line coming. And it's a philosophy too, Her Story Told.
Yeah.
You
You
know, I
over here
want
hustle woman is who you are right now.
I want women to feel, empowered. It's not easy. I'm realizing for a woman in the industry, it's hard. It's hard,
How so? Speak on that a little bit, because I see what I see from the outside, but you're actually in it and you're fresh in it right now too. So, like, how
Yeah.
so?
So they look at you and they see the quote unquote the pretty face. So it's like, all right, I'm a tester. They don't even bother looking at the title or what you do. So then you get these crazy DMs. I mean, DMs to the point of sometimes you're getting certain pics. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? That I'm like, oh, I didn't ask for that. They're sending you this, and oh, we need to hook up and things like that. I'm like, first of all, this is not a dating service. And I'm like, why don't you check out what I do? Why don't you read the reviews and things like that? So then
Mm-hmm.
they'll be that, and then they'll be like, oh, okay. Oh, they're like, okay, so we can't really test her, but they try. They really try, because they just look at it, oh, she's a woman, I can get at her. And so yeah, it's definitely tougher. It's almost like we got to prove ourselves. It's like I literally have to show the work that I do or my title for them to be like, okay, all right.
And they still gonna test you.
And they still do, because then they're like, oh, well, that's a
Yeah.
woman with the title, hey, I'm gonna get my pull. Or like I've had crazy messages that somebody will be mad because I didn't respond immediately back. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's definitely
Lame.
harder. I feel like we have to prove ourselves more, but I'm gonna keep it classy. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and then they ask me, oh, can we hook up? I don't have time today. I got too much stuff going on with the support movement right now. That's the part that counts.
I like that.
So,
So let's say you guys are gonna do, like a show with some of the artists that you've done reviews for, and some of the artists that you've seen their music of. Like, give me like 4 artists that are under the radar that you would definitely put on your show.
for the show. Well, we've already got some that are coming right now. I'll name them. Well, Willie Flea. I'm gonna name him because I just discovered something from him today, in which I got on his manager about it for not telling me, and I got on him too today. I said, I didn't know that you dance, dude.
Come
Like,
on now.
I had no idea. I had no idea that you dance. And
Hey,
he's
look up Pretty Boy J. That's what
uh
he used to go by, was Pretty Boy J.
Pretty Boy J. Well, I
And
see.
that'll probably pull up all the extra stuff right there.
Yeah, so I happened to look, because I'm like, okay, what am I going to share today? Because I'm like, his music is dope, and I'm like, wait. I said, what the hell? And so I'm like, Nick, I'm like messaging him, like, you didn't tell me he
Mm-hmm.
danced, because Nick put me on to him, and Nick started laughing. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, Willie, what's up? He said, Samantha, just hit up my IGTV. You can watch whatever you want to watch. So I'm watching it. I'm like, yo, I said, you've been I'm like, he really was under the radar. This is a multi-talented
Vicious.
brother. I was like, can I share this? He said, Samantha, he said, that's what I've been wanting, more people just to kind of take notice. He said, share on. So that's why I did that post. I was like, wow. So yes, that's one that's been under the radar. I'm actually get to interview him on the 9th. So I'm excited about that.
That's what's up.
Number 2, Josh Cruz. The reason why, he's a very seasoned artist, but he's just not out there. Like, I think he done like radio interviews. He's done you guys, but then I messaged him. I said, Josh, I see you doing.
He was on TV interviews on NBC out here, man.
Yeah. You said what? He's on set.
He's done TV interviews on NBC, like daytime type stuff. Like,
yeah, he was, but it's like, we need to get you now, like currently, because some people still don't know, who you are. And I said, your music is so dope. You have hip hop artists telling me that they listen to that EP and it's dope. So that's another one. I said, damn, you got hip hop artists that are loving what you're doing. So, excuse me, that's another one. Actually interviewing him on the 10th. I know. Oh, I know.
Work.
I know, work. Dang, who else, man? Shoot, I'm gonna give it to Pen Game Classic. That graffiti rap album. I don't know if you heard it, but
no, I'm gonna have to check it out because I do see you post about him often.
Yeah, it's a very dope album, and he's been in the game for a while. Just his whole lyricism is just it's amazing. And I'm not even saying that just because we're cool and I'm helping promote it. Like it's amazing. Like even like his past work that he's done. So that would be one on there. And then number 4, let's get old good DeBron Kane on there with his deep ass. Let's get him on there, because that brother is deep, and that's a multi-talented family, because I noticed his wife, she sings too. Let's get that family on. That's
man, we've been trying to get Dora to sing for the longest, man, but they definitely are a multi-talented family. I'm pretty sure Nas is going to be a super beast by the time he gets grown.
Yeah, I dropped her name on Josh's review. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, they're doing it. So yeah, they need to be out there too as just this dope, talented family. Oh yeah, they can all get on. Everybody can get on my show. I'm like, come on, get in, get on. I wanted to be out there because I'll be so amazed. I'll be just watching this stuff. I'll be like, where y'all been at? Like
And
where,
honestly, like
like.
as an artist, like you are like the epitome of what we're looking for. Like all we want is support. And support is free. Like you could share somebody's song or share their social media information or just hit play on a song or whatever. You can do all that stuff so easily. But not everybody does that. And that's what you're doing. That's kind of like you're doing that to the next level with the reviews, with the interviews, all that stuff. Like you're an artist stream, like for real. Like you're the
Thank
reason why
you.
artists do music. Is so they can have a
Thank
support
you.
and have a fan like you.
This is artists in Canada. In Canada, I recently met on Clubhouse and stuff, and he's a moderator for one of these really amazing positive groups, and his name is King Conscious, and he is just very, very talented. So I started sharing his work as well, and so anytime we go in a room, it's like, thanks, Samantha. Thank you for the love. And it's just big up. So when they appreciate it, that even means a lot. Or when they're like, wow, you got me through a bad day, just sharing my work. Like I told you, I had one guy, he said he was literally practically in tears when he saw that. And then I got to kind of mentor the 17-year-old too, who was really trying to, get his work out there. He said nobody supports him. Nobody shows him love. So I'm like, all right, I got you. So as they're talking in a room, I'm already hopping into the IG, already sharing his work. He was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, I got you. So that's a good feeling, to show that, I'm only one person, but I care. And I'm just trying to spread all this love. And when people connect and join in the support movement, it makes it even better.
Yeah, it does. It makes it organic. It's all a synergy and just keeps on growing and building from there. Well, I'm so
Yeah,
proud of you, yo.
I'm trying to be a beacon, if anything. If you want to call me a beacon, I'll be that, just I
Let me
think,
ask you this: like, what's the scene out there like in Seattle, like music wise?
I haven't really gotten to tap too much into it because I've been here 2 years. Half of it's been, COVID hell, of course. So, but I know it's very kind of, I think kind of almost kind of grunge scene, but just a little bit more current. But I just
Okay.
really, yeah, I went to the when I first moved here, the Mo Pop Museum, and they had like a thing for Nirvana, they had a thing for Jimi Hendrix, had a thing for Prince. I know they're into music, but I just haven't really gotten to tap in quite like over here. Macklemore's from here. Yeah, but I haven't really, but he doesn't need my support. That people are like, oh, well, write a review off of,
At all.
someone said, write a review off of Busta's album. Why? Everybody knows him. Everybody knows who he is. As I said, my focus is the independent artists. That's who I'm gonna keep on supporting because that's the ones who need the support.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, like we need more of you because that right there it goes a long way right there. And that's why all these artists are showing you love because, like I said, like I don't know too many people that do reviews. Amazingly, I don't know too many people that do reviews. So like you're filling the niche and you're doing it with passion, and it's oh man, I love seeing it, yo. I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what the next year is going to be for you. Like when we go into 2022, you're going to be on a whole nother level, yo.
Thank you. It's crazy that you say that because people have been saying some stuff what they see in the future wise, and like City to Great, he's kind of been a mentor to me because he's been an artist in the game and things like that, and then owning the company. He's like, Sam, he said, you about to do some stuff you just don't know. And it's like, I don't know. I'm taking things day by day. I still just stay humble. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and just seeing where it goes. I have no idea. It's still crazy. I'm still bugging out. It's only been 3 months.
Do you feel like you overwork yourself, or like do you see like yourself being overworked with everything?
I don't think it overworked. I just think, it's the only mundane thing is, of course, the day job, because right now we all, we're all grown, we got kids,
Hmm.
we got still the bills still have to be paid. I'm sure I'll get at that point where I won't have to deal with that day job at some point. That's the goal.
Ooh,
Mhm.
ooh, that's gonna
Ooh.
be.
That's the goal, but for now you don't have to deal with that, so I definitely have to manage the time, and I'm a single parent, so I'm managing a full-time job, single parenthood, and doing all of this. So it's a lot. I do a lot of multitasking. Sometimes I'll be at work doing certain things too, because ain't got no
Hmm.
choice, just
You
just to
gotta
keep
fit it
that
in
grind.
somewhere.
Mhm. Yep, you got to keep that foot on the gas. They're like, well, just make sure you're getting a lot of sleep. I don't have too much time to sleep right now. I can sleep when I'm gone, when I'm not, when I'm just not on this earth anymore. I hate to say it that way, but it's like for now, it's like just got to stay on that grind.
That's the honestly God truth, man. I think we'll end it like this. For in the last 3, 4 months, everything that you've done has just been, like I said, you've been skyrocketing. You're chasing your dreams, you're chasing your passion. So, for anybody out there that is on the other end of, let's say, I guess they're you in September instead of October, like what would you tell them?
Well, just, tap in. If you're really feeling that in your heart, if you're feeling that epiphany that you have like some kind of talent, it doesn't even have to be the writing, any type of talent. I just suggest please tap into that because you just never know where it's going to go. I had no idea where this was going to go. Like I said, I was just thinking I was going to write reviews. I didn't think that it was going to become where I'm hosting shows and
Got a
um,
clothing line coming out.
clothing line going to come up, the being a publicist. I've had people ask me like, oh, can you manage me? I'm like, now, wait a minute. Now that's a little bit, that's a little bit, that I'm not going to do, but I'm just humbled that some artists have already asked me that question.
Hmm.
Like, wow. Wow. I think because I just genuinely care. I really do. Like I'm not clout chasing at all. I'm just doing it from the heart. I'm doing what I love, and it just makes me feel good for an artist to kind of feel good. Hopefully that kind of boosts up their self-esteem to keep doing what they're doing, if anything.
Straight up. Give me all your social media information so anybody out here can follow along with the movement. Even your clubhouse for us Apple users. You know what I'm saying? Pinkied up with that.
Pinky up with the Apple until they work out the situation. I think
That
they
shit
made
gonna be
it.
crazy when they do. It's gonna be
Yeah, because
overload when they do.
it's sad because there's some dope people I know that really want to have a clubhouse, but they can't right now because
Hmm.
it's only for Apple. But yeah, so Facebook under Samantha Leavell. You can find me on here, which is a damn, that following went up quick. I'm like, wow.
Hmm.
Facebook, I'm IG. I'm at Samantha underscore LEAV. TikTok, also at that same Samantha underscore LEAV. Twitter, it's Samantha LEAV. And Clubhouse, it's also the same Samantha underscore LEAV. So
Dope.
TikTok, I didn't think at 39 years old I was going to do a damn TikTok. I did not want a TikTok for the life of me. But then Certified Nation was like, you need to have a TikTok. I'm like, why? They said just another way to promote the company. So I said, okay, I figured it out. So TikTok, I use it like my stories too. I just post artist music on there as well.
Hmm.
That's what I
But
use
that
it for.
and if the artist has their business right, that counts as spins.
Yes, exactly. Yep, that's what Classic told me. Classic said, "Thank you for doing that because you just giving me some more spins." So I'm
That's
down
all it
for it.
is. Yeah, look at Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo made millions of dollars off TikTok off of spins.
Yeah, yeah. So hey, I have no problem with it. That's why I figured out how to do it. I figured out a way to download YouTube videos and post them into stories and things like that. And any promos, like any promos I do, I like to include music because I think that just engages the crowd. Like even when I do the promos for y'all, you know, I have to get that music going on there.
Hey.
Got to. Every Saturday, Waves of the Bay. Let's ride that wave.
I'm excited for this Saturday. I'm excited for this Super Bowl. It's almost Super Bowl time. You already know we're about to get live down here in Tampa. Thank you again for taking time out to talk to me tonight for the Tone Deaf Testimonies. It's good to see you. It's been a minute, man. Like to actually see you. Like we talked, but it's been a minute since I've actually seen you. And,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next time I see you. And man, we're going to have a lot to talk about then, yo. Oh my goodness.
Yes, we're gonna have a good time, especially when we're kicking it, you know. And thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
I told you I was going to get to you. I just wanted to give you a little bit of time to build up. But man, I gave you maybe a month?
Yeah.
And in that time, oh my gosh, you got all this extra stuff going on, man. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. If you haven't heard it today, keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
All right, take care. Have fun. Have a good rest of your night. And yeah, this is a Tone Deaf Testimony. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Samantha Leavell, publicist, review writer, just everything. Clothing line designer. Oh my gosh, too much. So she's doing it all though.
Yes, too much for sure.
All right, take care now. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Tone Capone
and DJ Spaceship.
And Saturday nights from 10 to midnight, we bring you
Waves of the Bay.
Right here on WMNF 88.5 Tampa.
With the hottest interviews, the hottest music.
You can submit your music for the Tampa Baywatch segment at wavesofthebayradio@gmail.com or follow us on all social media at Waves of the Bay.
Every Saturday, 10 to 12. Make sure you come and ride the wave.
Yes, sir.